Hey everyone, welcome to Samantha's Universe. And today we are going to be talking about more shenanigans happening around Diddy and his sex trafficking case that is currently being investigated. So apparently, with breaking news from USA Today, I'm going to read an article just to get more details about Brendan Paul, who was just arrested. Apparently, he is allegedly Diddy's drug mule. And another thing that really caught my eye is that my young Miami was a sex worker. Let's get right into the details. So, an associate of Sean Diddy Combs was arrested on Monday, the same day two of the Bad Boy Records founders' homes were raided by Homeland Security investigations agents. Former Syracuse University basketball player Brendan Paul was arrested by Miami-Dade Police Department officers at the Miami-Opa Locka Executive Airport on felony charges for possession of suspected cocaine and possession of suspected marijuana candy. An arrest affidavit obtained by USA Today states. The arrest was made as a result of a joint effort with Miami-Dade, the Department of Homeland Security, and Customs and Border Protection per the affidavit. The defendant had the contraband inside of his person travel bags, which he claimed prior to being searched, the affidavit states. Upon testing, officers determined the substances were cocaine and edibles. He was released on a $2,500 bond on Tuesday and has a hearing set for April 24th. Attorney information was not available for Paul. Paul is referred to as Combs' mule, quote-unquote mule, in Rodney Little Rod Jones Jr.'s civil lawsuit against the Bad Boy founder and Cuba Gooding Jr. for sexual assault and harassment. In an amended lawsuit filed in a New York federal district court by Jones on Monday, he refers to Paul as Combs' quote-unquote mule, writing that he allegedly quote-unquote transported, and distributed ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, mushrooms, and Tucci by packing these substances in their carry-on luggage and going through TSA. And I can see exactly why Diddy would use him as a drug mule. This looks like the cookie cutter idea that you would think of when you think of the all-American white boy. I'm pretty sure he was not really subjected to searches or any of that nature, and that's probably why he was chosen to do this, allegedly, if he was doing it. So Tucci is described in the lawsuit as a pink drug that is a combination of ecstasy and cocaine. When I hear Tucci, it makes me think of Lil Wayne because I thought that was like his nickname of some sort. But anyways, I have no clue what that drug is. I've never heard of it. USA Today has reached out to reps for Combs to comment on Paul's arrest and allegations. And allegedly, from what I just saw, and I'll show you all the video.
Yeah, no, put them in the car.
Brendan Paul was actually arrested while trying to board one of Diddy's private planes. And I guess that's when they grabbed him. So when they're saying they're waiting for Combs to comment, I'm not even sure if Diddy is in the country at this point. I think he's fled the country because I feel like he knows like it's only a matter of time before he's going to be in handcuffs as well. So USA Today has reached out to reps for Combs to comment on Paul's arrest and allegations. Jones worked with Combs on his most recent record, the Love album Off the Grid. According to Jones, he and Combs worked together between September 2022 and November 2023, a partnership that resulted in 9 songs on the Love album, for which Jones is credited as a producer. Diddy has denied Jones's allegations against him. In the lawsuit, Jones alleges that Combs required him and Paul to carry Combs' firearm on their person whenever they went out. This sounds really similar to what Cassie was saying in her lawsuit. So defendant Christina Coram had Paul Moy Bond and Frankie Santella carry out an assortment of responsibilities ranging from drug trafficking to the procurement of sex workers for Combs, according to Jones. Paul was among one of Combs's employees that would negotiate the fees the sex workers received and would ensure that the workers are paid per the court documents. This actually very much sickens me because I feel like all they do is exploit women, and especially Black women. And that's why I'm keeping my eyes on this case. I'm happy to see Diddy go down, and I hope that all the victims get the justice that I know they so rightly deserve if Diddy allegedly did these things, which I feel like he has. And I also feel like this is vindication for Black women in toppling over misogyny and just that toxic culture that I feel like, just like with white supremacy, that Black males are going to be holding on to for dear life. And I think it's quite disgusting. And that's why I do constantly promote and encourage Black women to divest from the Black community, because it is a Black male worshiping community, which Cynthia G has helped me realize. Like once you take the wool off, it's hard to really look at it. It's hard to talk about it because you don't want to believe that these men who are the men in your racial group or your group or ethnic group are so against you. They really are your oppressors. And I feel like while we've been lifting them up, they've been like trying to find every way they can to destroy us or keep us beneath them. And it's really quite disgusting. And so, yeah, if you can get out, get out. And it's really sad and interesting when you look back on just all the projecting they have been doing, Black men have been doing against Black women, and saying that like nobody else will want to be with Black women when white guys are into us or any other race or ethnicity is because they're fetishizing us. And it's like, yeah, right. Like no one fetishizes Black women more than Black males. They also used to make us feel like we're, fearful of dating out. But then we look at the Black femicide rates and we see who's the one committing these murders of Black women and Black children, and abandoning Black children and Black women in record numbers, dating out more than anyone. So they're the most treasonous. It's just like, what really do you have to lose if you take your chance to date out and see what else is out there? Because Black males just ain't it. They're just not, they're not it. And this is going to show it, because it's really opening up their mindset that Cynthia G had been talking about for years, that, I feel like helped get her off of YouTube, because Black males hated that truth being told because they don't have any interest in changing. And that's what's so concerning and very dangerous, is because Black women do not seem to want to face the reality. And so we just keep being murdered at record numbers. We keep putting ourselves in close proximity to these males, and they are not well. They need therapy. They're not, they're evil. They're very evil. And I know people could say, well, not all, of course we could say not all day, but overall, I feel like this is their pathology, and they really it needs an entire overhaul. The entire hip hop industry, the Black culture, the rap music, all of it needs a complete overhaul. I literally am sick of it. Like, I'm extremely disgusted by it, and I want no parts of it. Like, I don't want to hear the rap music. I don't want to hear them degrading women. I don't want to be around Black males that would do that kind of stuff. Like, I've clearly divested. But anyways, let me continue. So this is really shocking to me that, I don't know why it's shocking, but it is. That they're saying, according to Jones, his City Girls rapper Young Miami, along with two other women, wellness coach Jade Ramey and rapper Curtis 50 Cent Jackson's ex-girlfriend and co-parent Daphne Joy, were among the women who were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs' sex workers. Isn't that strange? It's like you're a rapper, but you're a sex worker? Like, he's basically a pimp. It's just strange. Like, I am a huge proponent of women having choice and having freedom to do what they need to do to get the bag, as long as they're, safe and so on and so forth. That's actually why I am a huge supporter of OnlyFans, because I feel like it allows women to do the things they were already doing, but like behind closed doors, so they can be protected. They can do it from their home. instead of being out on the streets and still making a good income. So it's safer for them. But for Young Miami and these other women to be working under Diddy, it's just once more showing how males just love to control women, oppress women, degrade us, put us underneath them as second class, citizens. And it's just vile. It's like, wasn't she already making enough money being a rapper? Were you not paying her enough? Or was that part of the contract? And please let it be part of the contract, because that means it's in black and white, which means that there's even more evidence to put Diddy behind bars forever with his friend R. Kelly. I'm just in shock. It's like, it's one thing if she was doing this for herself, but it makes me feel like it just gives me lots more questions. Like, the more things are coming out, there's not answers happening. It's like more and more questions, because it is so early days. It's so new. He hasn't even been arrested yet, hasn't been charged anything yet, hasn't gone to trial yet. So we don't have any kind of discovery. We don't know what the public is like. What is going on? We're watching this unfold. Everybody's known that Diddy is weird and out of control. I mean, I can't even imagine what he's doing behind closed doors. And really, a lot of those wealthy people, they're just, people get money and they lose their minds. I mean, people who are broke are awful. So I can't even imagine someone who has money, how they're treating other human beings. And so for Cassie to come out with her lawsuit, and it was just so explosive, it really is like giving like the public a first peek really of like what was really happening behind closed doors, because we'd all heard the rumblings, we all heard the whispers, the rumors, but I don't think anyone really ever knew the full scope of how bad Diddy is behaving. He's like a demonic creature, not even human. And it's almost like I knew he was a hateful person but I heard it more like I hear about a lot of males that were in the music industry, just really taking advantage of like their artists, being almost predatory with their contracts, not really allowing artists to make money or own their own intellectual property in music. But I don't think I ever I never put sex trafficking with him. Like, I just, like, even right now, it's like surreal that that's what they're investigating, like the feds. It's like, what? Like, I was thinking more, okay, rape. He has made Cassie do things, which is, to me, constitutes rape. And I was looking at that, physical abuse, domestic violence. But this is so much bigger than I ever could have imagined. And I didn't even think about drugs. I'm like, you have a drug mule? Like, what? And it's just insane to me, because it's like, okay, so this is how people are getting rich. They're still doing the stuff they were doing like when they didn't have money or fame yet. And it's kind of interesting too, because I know a lot of people think, oh, these people are rapping, but they're not really living that life. But I'm starting to wonder, like, maybe they are really still living that life. They're just doing it, like, again, like white supremacy is more subtle. They're doing it on a higher level. It's more cloak and dagger, like behind closed doors. And they're just not standing on a street corner like they used to. It's like they're higher up, selling these drugs and selling girls to men and whomever. It's awful. The whole thing's disgusting. So Rodney Jones Jr. alleged that Young Miami transported a drug known as pink cocaine. Additionally, Jones claimed that in April 2023, Young Miami brought Tucci on a private jet from Miami because Sean Combs wanted Tucci, but Brendan forgot it. He alleged Quorum called Young Miami to procure the drug while Combs was rehearsing for the Something in the Water music festival in Virginia. Ugh. Yuck. Don't come to my state. According to the U.S. National Library of Medicine's National Center for Biotechnology Information, Tucci is a concoction, okay, so I've been pronouncing wrong apparently, sometimes referred to as pink cocaine, as it typically comes in the form of pink powder. Studies have shown that the majority of Tucci samples contain ketamine, often combined with MDMA, methamphetamine, wow, cocaine, opioid, wow, this stuff is like a cocktail of how are you still alive? So it has cocaine, opioids, and or new psychoactive substances. Combs and Young Miami were first linked in 2021. They later confirmed they were dating in a June 2022 Carisha Please podcast episode. The pair were aloof about their relationship status, but in an April 2023 profile with The Cut, the actor rapper says she was single. USA Today has reached out for reps of Young Miami, Ramey, and Daphne Joy. Jones's lawsuit has implicated other celebrities, including Young Miami. I am loving that he's just like spilling all the beans because I am a huge proponent for not holding the secrets of these demons. I feel like that's how you will get justice, is to put people on blast. And it's funny because the people you put on blast tend to be not the people that really matter, the people you really need to be putting on blast, and everyone's keeping quiet about them. So let me continue. So Jones's lawsuit has implicated other celebrities, including Young Miami, whose unnamed cousin was accused of sexual assault after she allegedly burst into the bathroom and began groping Jones during a gathering. This poor guy, he's just getting totally accosted, like at every turn. Like, why is everyone just doing whatever to him? But he began getting groped while he was at a gathering on Thanksgiving Day 2022. Jones also claims producer Stevie J helped to recruit sex workers. Let me start over. Jones also claims producer Stevie J helped recruit sex workers for Combs and participated in sex parties referred to as quote-unquote freak-offs, a term Combs allegedly used to refer to sexual encounters with sex workers, according to the lawsuit. Diddy's homes in Los Angeles, Miami, raided by Homeland Security investigations. Jones' amended lawsuit follows the reported raid of two of Combs' homes. The homes were reportedly searched by HSI on Monday as part of a federal investigation. Federal officials raided Combs' Los Angeles home Monday, according to Rolling Stone and local Los Angeles news station Fox 11. I feel like sometimes like the authorities, the law enforcement, like they're just waiting to come and get these people. It's just like they just need, witnesses and victims to be willing to come forward. And I feel like once Cassie dropped that lawsuit, it was like, okay, it's a go. It's a go finally after all these decades of everyone just being too afraid to speak out. I mean, Diddy had gotten arrested before, but it was like for guns or, the typical stuff that rappers usually get arrested for. So let's continue. So according to Rolling Stone and local Los Angeles news station Fox 11, amid lawsuits filed against him from accusers alleging the rapper and music mogul has raped or sexually assaulted them. Agents also searched Combs' Miami residence Monday, Rolling Stone and the Associated Press reported. The day after Combs' homes were raided, attorney Aaron Dyer insisted on the rapper's innocence and criticized the federal invasion for its gross overuse of military-level force. Dyer added that Combs was not detained by authorities. He's not even, where is he? No one even knows where he's at. And they said, nor were any of the rapper's family members arrested during the raid. The unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits, Dyer said in a statement to USA Today on Tuesday. So this is the latest news in this developing story of Diddy. So apparently his alleged drug mule I can't even say that with a straight face, y'all. I'm just like, what the frick is going on? I feel like, I don't think there's any way for people to be wealthy and not be just shady as hell. I think that's why a lot of people really don't like rich people, because they don't feel like they've ever gotten their money in a good, wholesome way. I'm just like, is it possible to just work hard and really get your wealth like everyone's trying to pretend? Or is everybody really running behind the scenes and selling drugs and running entire sex trafficking operations, behind closed doors? So it's really a lot to take in, that humans are out here just doing these things, that these are people that some of us once looked up to, loved their music, saw them as being a regular person. And it just makes you really question a lot of things, am I that naive? Am I that gullible? Why am I a good judge of character? Because you just don't see it coming. And I do feel like this is the beginning of a huge, Cynthia G has called this. Like I said, Cynthia G is always right. I feel like this is the beginning of a huge reckoning for Black males, probably even white males, obviously, just all males in general, who are really attaching themselves to misogyny and I feel like this is a huge win for women. This is a huge win for our rights, for the Me Too movement, for fighting against sexual harassment. Because I do feel like women pretty much have all of our rights, except the part when it comes to like sexual harassment, like being raped or sexual assault. I just feel like that's still something that's not quite being addressed. I feel like the system overall needs to make women feel safe because we've already been victimized, so it shouldn't have to be victimized again in trying to report a crime against us. And I think that police departments need to take it more seriously. And if they don't, they need to be fired. Like if they're not really believing our stories or not really, sending forward, like doing DNA kits, like just not following procedures, not putting them in prison for a long time, all the way up to the judges and the government. Like I just feel like enough is enough. This is just, there's no words. Like this is, I'm just over it. I'm over the whole thing. Like why are we still here in 2024? Like just arresting Diddy. Like he should have been behind bars a long time ago. And I feel like this is going to be sending a message to all males, like that they are really, the government really is cracking down and they're not okay with women being degraded and mistreated like this. So I hope that they get the message, and I hope that we start to see more significant change, as in laws, being harsher, giving harsher punishment to these abusers, because it just has to stop. It just has to end. Because when I look at Diddy, it's vile. Like everything he's done is disgusting to me. Like the things they've said he's done allegedly. And then when I look at his beautiful daughters, I'm like, can you imagine being his daughters and knowing like my father was okay doing these things to someone else's daughter? I never can wrap my head. And this is how you know they're demons, because I could never wrap my head around how someone could have children of the same gender and be like, oh, okay, well, my daughters need to be protected and all sugar and spice, but like I can go rape someone else's daughter and force sex workers to rape her as well. It's just like, this is disgusting. And that's the lack of empathy there. Because I'm just like, would you want someone to do that to your daughters? Pretty sure the answer would be no. His twin daughters are 17. They're the same age as one of the victims who's brought forward a lawsuit, who said that she was sexually assaulted by him and a number of other males in his studio. I think it was called Daddy's House, which is like barf in and of itself. But, they flew her into that location, wherever she was flying from. They flew her to them or with them and did these things. And she was the same age as his daughters are right now. And it sickens me because I'm like, I'm pretty sure you would not want anyone to be doing those things to your child or your children. I hope not. At this point, I don't put anything past anyone anymore, especially males. I'm just, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's the bridge and this, and it's like a lot happening all at one time. You probably wondering what bridge, but the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. So I just moved from Baltimore recently, and my kid's father is from there, so it's kind of hitting close to home. Like, wow, I feel like I probably took that bridge all the time. Like, I don't remember because I haven't been there in a while, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure I took that bridge all the time. It's a huge bridge. So that's been like running through my head the same as this story with Diddy. So let me know what you all think about this story. Leave your comments below. Diddy's alleged drug mule being arrested, and Young Miami being a whole sex worker. Who knew? I didn't. I thought we were at a point now where women could do these things because they want to, and especially when you're at that high of a level. But maybe I was being naive, because I think we all know that these women are usually being put in these positions if they want to be successful. Otherwise, they're not going to get to go up higher in the industry. And I feel like that's the same thing for even the men. Like you have to do certain things if you want to have this illustrious career. And I think people have said that so many times. Like, we all feel like actors who are very high up, or just artists, certain people who've made it, they've had to do some sacrifice, some really vile things to get to the top, to get to where they are. So that's the world we're living in. It's just the evil upside down world. So let me know what you all think. And thanks for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers for hanging in there with me and supporting me all this time. And thank you to all my new subscribers. You'll love it here. I usually try to give you a lot of great info to make your lives better, especially for Black single moms. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.